Hello, I'm so glad that you could make it today. As I told you in my message, I have some very exciting news. I have found some prospective new homes for you using the qualifications of what you're looking for that we discussed previously. I believe that you will find all of these interesting, and I think that one of them might be a place that you would be interested in. So why don't you have a seat, and I'll pull up the results of the search that I did using your parameters. I searched through multiple galaxies to find these different residences, and of course used all the qualifications that you needed in a specific home. So using that information, ran that through the computer system, and we have quite a few results back that I think you'll be very interested in. So give me a second and I'll just get those pulled up, okay? Okay, so the first home that we have here, let me pull up the schematics. The first home that we have is on the planet Teraween, and this is a former moisture farm. It has recently been completely remodeled. A few years ago it suffered quite extensive fire damage, so it did have to be redone, but the good news for you is that it has since been completely remodeled and it's ready to be moved right into now. It has a beautiful dugout courtyard. It's an underground home with a beautiful dugout courtyard, multiple bedrooms, as well as worker housing. The housing used to be used for the droids who worked on the moisture farm. You could currently use those as guest quarters, or if you have a lot of children or family members that you want to stay with you, there's plenty of room for everyone in this house. And of course it has all the usual amenities, your kitchen, your living space, and again, as I mentioned, that beautiful underground courtyard, which allows for a view of the sky. You can look up and see the sky above it because it's open to the area above. It's always kind of fun if someone's standing up on the outside rim and you have kind of a shouting conversation down into the dugout there. So that's always fun. So the pricing for that one is very reasonable. That will be in your information packet, so you can go through that and see if that meets your fancy. So that's a lovely residence. It is on a dry planet, which is why it used to be a moisture farm. And should you decide you want to get into farming, everything still works. All the equipment is still in pristine order. That fortunately was not taken out by the fire damage. And again, the fire damage has been fully redone. Everything, all the damage was removed, and it's been replastered and painted, and it looks just lovely. So it's a beautiful place to move in. Again, that's all in your information packet, so you can take that home with you. I'm just here to give you the basics. So our next home was selected for you. Pull that one up. This is on the planet Pandora. So we're going a little farther out into the galaxy now. And if you were a fan of Swiss Family Robinson, you're going to love this home because it is actually in a giant tree. And one of the things about the planet Pandora is the air is toxic to your species, so you will have to wear a breather. However, the home in this tree, you can have it be a pod that is retrofitted with filters to scrub the air so that you don't have to wear a breather when you are inside the pod itself. You want to take walks outside on the planet, you will of course have to wear a breather, or you will have to transition to an avatar state, which allows you to take on the form of the native inhabitants of the planet, and therefore gives you all the benefits of the native forms, such as being several feet taller, being able to breathe the planet's air, things like that. So your home pod will come with its own avatar chamber, so you can decide how you would like to explore your newfound planet home. But again, it's a beautiful home. It's in a very large tree, and the tree is large enough for any family members, friends that might want to stay. There's really enough room for your entire clan if you have one. So it's a beautiful place, pristine landscape. It's really quite a paradise. So that is also in your informational pack. So let's just pull up another one here. Again, these are all to your specifications, so shouldn't be anything in here that you don't want. Obviously, you're only going to pick one home, or at least I assume, but you can pick as many as you want, but at least one of these should fit all your specifications and meet your fancy. So let's just pull up this one. The next one we have is known as the Burrow. And the Burrow has a very interesting construction design. It has 2 floors and an attic, and then there's an attic above the first attic. Downstairs is the living room, the dining room, and the guest room. And then the bedrooms are on the 2nd floor, and there is also bedroom space in the attic as well. And then, of course, the attic above it can be used for storage or another bedroom if necessary. There is a beautiful central staircase that it doesn't quite spiral around, but it does, because the house is so high. It does kind of halfway spiral, we'll say, and that comes down into the second attic and the bedroom areas, the living room and the kitchen and all those things. This house is also located on a farm. So there are sheds for pigs and chickens and, what have you. There are gardens as well. The one thing with the gardens is they have not been taken care of in a little while, so they are infested with garden gnomes, which you'll either have to clean out yourself or have an exterminator come and clean them out. But when the gardens are well taken care of, they really do look lovely. You're surrounded by many acres of rural farmland there, so you don't have to worry about, noisy neighbors or anything like that. And it almost looks like it's going to topple over, but it's built pretty solidly. I believe the previous owners were witches, so they performed a few magic spells to keep it steady. So it is a lovely place to consider, and that will be in your packet as well. Okay, now this next one is one that I think you're really going to like. This is a palace. It's named Velasquez, and this is literally a palace. It's just a giant castle. There are as many bedrooms and bathrooms and living rooms and parlor halls, anything that you could possibly need. There's a room for everything, and still having hundreds to spare. One unique feature about this palace is that it is roofed in pure silver. So if you want to show off to your friends a little bit, nothing says I have more money than you like a roof of pure silver. So that's a fun feature of this home. If you have any tall friends or family members, the halls of this palace have very high ceilings, so there's plenty of room for everyone. All the rooms have a lot of square footage. Even the smallest rooms in this palace have more square footage than most people's entire houses. So again, if you're looking to show off, this is a great place to do that. The one downside of this place is that there is a prophecy that it will be completely destroyed, so that's one thing that you want to think about, because the entire planet of Asgard is prophesied to be destroyed in the coming future. So that could be during your time there, or it could be centuries down the road. You really want to take that into consideration when you're buying a place, whether or not it's prophesied to be destroyed, because, when you fall in love with a place, knowing that it's going to be destroyed might not be the most pleasurable experience. So that is one thing to take into consideration about Velasquez. But again, it's really a beautiful palace, and it really lets everyone know that you're doing very well in life. So yeah, let's pull up the next one. Here we go. Okay, this next one, again, keeping with the theme of many rooms. This place is known as the Heart of Gold. Much like Tatooine, this is on a desert planet. However, this one was not a farm. This one was, shall we say, a former place of entertainment, for lack of a better term. We'll say place of entertainment. But it has, of course, been completely redone. So you don't have to worry about, anything remaining from the entertaining days. It has many rooms available. So it's a very large house. Again, if you have a large family or an entire clan or a lot of friends who like to stay over, there are plenty of rooms available for everyone. One of the fun features about this house, about the Heart of Gold, is the fact that it is covered in solar sheeting, because being a sunny desert planet, there is a lot of power to be had from the sun, and so the house is completely off the grid. It is powered entirely on its own by solar. So while the actual appearance of the house is not, shall we say, attractive, because it is just kind of sitting out there alone in the desert, covered in silver sheeting, it is fully self-powered, because all that unattractive silver sheeting on the outside pulls power from the sun and powers the entire house. There is, in the basement, a section of batteries to store the power for the evenings. So this house has never run out of power, even when all the lights in the house are on. So you never have to worry about paying any kind of electric bill if you have this house. So that's a very cool feature about it. Moving on to the Dagobah planet, we have a charming little 3-room hut, and it has a kitchen, bedroom, and living room combo with a fireplace. It's just an adorable, adorable little hut. It's nestled right in the roots of a giant tree, and it has a waterfront view. Dagobah is a swamp planet, and there is a swamp lake right outside the door. I mean, like, you walk out the door, and the lake is literally right there. It's like 3 feet from your door, so you can just jump in and go swimming anytime you want. As long as you're not worried about getting eaten. There are, of course, large creatures in the water, and the planet is home to, I'm not even sure how many species of space snakes are on this planet, but there's quite a few. So if you have a problem with snakes, it may not be a good planet for you, but if you're okay with snakes, then the planet should be great. And like I say, it's right on the waterfront, water view. Just a charming little house with a nice open layout. There's no, sectioning off. Everything just has a really nice open layout, and it's just a nice place to kind of get away from the world and ponder the mysteries of life for a while. So, again, all the information on this hut will be in your informational packet. And so we have one more that we would like to go through with you. And this one takes us to the planet Earth. And this one is in the part of Earth known as Middle Earth, in the town of the Shire. And this is just a cute little dugout home. It's an underground home. And much like the hut on Dagobah, it's kind of an open layout. There are more walls than the hut on Dagobah, and there are more rooms as well. But everything is just very charming, kind of cottagey, I would say. And the layouts are very nice and flowing. Everything flows well. We actually have a few of these underground holes in the Shire area available. So you can decide how many bedrooms you want, or location where you want it to be. All of the holes come with outdoor gardens, and one of the fun features about all these dugout homes is they all have these great big round doors with huge knobs right in the center of the door. So it's just kind of a unique feature that you don't see on a lot of homes, so that makes it just kind of fun. And while you might think that living underground would be, dark and depressing, it's really not, because the holes are not that far dug into the ground. So, you've got your door, and then you'll have, areas with windows that look out of the hill, and, it's just a really nice, homey little feel. And again, everything has great flow inside the holes, and I think you'll really enjoy living there if you choose one of those. And one of the great things about living in one of these dugout homes is that they're just a stone's throw away from the Green Dragon, which is one of the local nightly gathering places for all of the residents. And it's a very merry place. There's lots of merriment there, music and dancing, and everyone gathers and talks. Most nights of the week. So it's just a very, very merry place to live. So again, these should all be in your packet. I'm just going to print these all out for you now, and we'll get those sent home with you. I want to make sure that we got all 7 of them in there, and you can find some more of the finer details that you might want to know about each location. We'll give you, information about the planet's solar habits, how long the days and nights are, the seasons, if any, just different things you might want to know, as well as construction materials for the homes, previous owners, which ones are haunted, things like that. Let me just get this all ready to print out, and we'll get it sent home. Okay, so this is printing now. We're going to send that home in a nice little packet for you, which will, of course, have my number on it. So once you look through these, if any of them really calls you, give me a call, and we can do an in-person tour, so you can really get the feel for the house and the neighborhood. And then we'll put in an offer on one of the houses and see if they take it, okay? Congratulations on taking the next step to finding your new home, okay? It's very exciting, and I hope you have fun going through your packet. Okay, I'll wait to hear from you.